What's up, comic book fans? And welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me. And today, we got more Ghost Rider Final Vengeance with issue 5 of this 8-issue series. And man, you'll see. But if you missed any parts of this series, and I promise you don't want to have missed any parts of this series. But if so, I'll put up a card at the top of the screen for you. And you owe it to yourself to follow the rabbit hole. And I'll also put a link at the end of the video as well. But when we left off with this series, the new Ghost Rider, Parker Robbins, had pretty much become the biggest crime boss in the shop. Or Chicago, if you prefer. And on top of that, he's bought a high rise for his daughter and her mother, and he's put the kid in the top school in the city. But things kind of took a turn for the bad when he walked into his office, where he'd been keeping all the old bosses as prisoners for intel. He had found a few rogue members of his vampire gang that he'd allied with, snacking on his prisoners, causing him to spill their blood and break the treaty that he had with their leader. And in addition to that, at the very end, we saw Johnny Blaze closing in on Chicago in search of Parker to get the spirit of vengeance back. So if you guys are ready to find out if Parker Robbins can maintain his grip on the city of Chicago's underworld with all the enemies that he's made, and see if he can even maintain his grip over the spirit of vengeance with Johnny Blaze on the way. Man, you guys know what time it is. Let's get it. So when this issue kicks off, Parker Robbins is in his office, and right now it's pretty quiet around there since Helmuth and her vampires all bounced after the incident. But Parker doesn't really care too much about it, since he feels like there's not much blood left to be spilled anyway. He's already got the trains on lock, the shipyards, the gambling, the labor unions, and now only one more boss left to take down. Meanwhile, also in Chicago, Johnny and Zeb arrive. And as soon as they get into the city, Johnny can feel the presence of Mephisto watching him. He knows Mephisto doesn't want him anywhere near the spirit of vengeance. And he feels the city closing in around him. So when they arrive at this church and Zeb bangs on the door, Johnny can see faces in all of the trees and shrubs all stalking him. But Zeb notices them too, and he tells Johnny not to worry. He's got a contact here that's got them covered. And then a faceless nun opens the door. Apparently, she and Zeb worked together in the past, when she was at the Vatican as a demon slayer. And according to Zeb, sister got a little freak in her. But they're then taken beneath the church, and we see that this nun has a complete arsenal. She's collected so much stuff over the years that she's even got Johnny's old outfit. So he suits up, they load up, and it's about to turn up. And then we pick back up with Parker as he stops by his ex and his kid's place to check in on Lil Mama. And while he's there, things finally start picking back up between he and his ex. And he's been fighting hard to get back in good with her and get his family back together. So it's really a big moment for him when he finally gets to lock lips once again with her. But that kiss is almost like the beginning of the end for Parker, or a kiss of death, so to speak, as she immediately pulls away after she kisses him. And when he asks what's wrong, she replies that he tastes funny, like something burnt. And she's pretty much immediately grossed out by it. But it's more than just that. When she kissed him, she could hear screaming, like thousands of voices screaming. And then she gives him the old, "It's late, Parker." And then she opens the door so he can leave. But on the way out, he warns her that the reason that he came by was to let her know to lay low for a while, because things might be getting a little bit heated over the next few days. But he swears to her that they're going to find a way to make this work. And then we switch back over to Johnny as he and Zeb access an underground tunnel beneath the city that they had accessed through the church. And Johnny can feel his residue spirit getting stronger as they get closer. But the forces of darkness also start to press back stronger, as Mephisto uses a bunch of rats to form into his avatar and then tells them to turn away and he'll let them live. Otherwise, he threatens to open the gates of hell and stop Johnny himself. But Johnny accepts the smoke, and then he tosses a grenade into the pile of rats, and he can feel Zarathos now. No need for a compass. And then we go back to Parker as he goes for that last crime boss. Now that he's got control over the trains and the docks and everything else, he's now got the perfect hub for the drug trade. And this time, his target is Lorenzo Perez. And when Parker drives his bike straight through the factory, Perez and his men immediately open fire. But of course, to no avail, as Parker unleashes a damnation stare on all of Perez's men. And then he tells Perez that he now works for him. But Perez has heard about the Ghost Rider, stealing businesses from all over town. And then he calls Parker a loser and tells him that he'd never give over his hard work to a loser like him. Then he tells Parker to go to hell as he fires his rifle right at a flammable barrel and torches himself and his factory. And as Parker flees empty-handed, he's perplexed at how that guy could call him a loser. He killed himself and destroyed everything just to keep from working for Parker. And it's kind of messing with him right now, especially after the ex just pushed him away in disgust. And as he wonders, where's his respect? He comes across that old homeless man again from issue 2, back when Parker first got his powers. And I can't lie, y'all, I swear that old man had died inside of that burning house. But the old man tells Parker that he remembers him. He was the one that saved him from that burning building while he was crying like a baby. And then Parker gets angry and shoots the man's bottle. And I can't lie, y'all, I think that there's gotta be something up with this old man, right? We never saw him come out of that burning building, I promise you that. So I'm wondering if this old man is a spirit or something. They keep showing him for a reason, so I feel like he's important. But then, as Parker walks back into his office, he's met with a bloody message from Helmuth, the leader of the vampire gang, saying that he owes them blood. And if the vampires dared to come here looking to collect their debt, then there's no reason that they wouldn't also go after his family, Parker thinks, as he then rushes to the penthouse to check on them. And as he approaches, the door is broken in. And then he runs in screaming for them, as he then calls out, "Please, God, let them be okay." But then a voice responds back that there is no God here. There's 2 sets of red eyes then emerge from the darkness, and his family is then revealed to have been turned into vampires. And it would be the biggest understatement of the century to say that Parker is hot. Chicago was supposed to be his new beginning. And then he flares up, and then we see him leaping right out of the building as he torches the apartment. And he thinks to himself that he can hear a voice inside him telling him no. And he knows that it's the voice of Zarathos himself, because he knows what's coming next, as Parker means to burn the whole city down, innocents and all. But then he hears a voice calling out to Zarathos, and it's Johnny Blaze, telling the spirit that he's got a choice: to come with me or go to hell. And that, my friends, is the end of the issue. So what did you guys think of this issue? And how you guys feeling about the series so far? It looks like it's about to go down, y'all. And this issue just leveled this series up to me. Just as Parker was starting to get his family back, they get taken away. Damn. Y'all, it's a cold, cold world. Plus, it feels like they just set the table for Zarathos to want to leave Parker at the end there. But we also know Mephisto ain't gonna just let that happen. So yeah, I'm thinking it's about to turn up even more. Plus, Helmuth's got to get hers now. And I'm willing to bet that we're gonna see that old man again. But you guys know I want to hear all your thoughts and theories down in the comments. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video and this channel, and you'd like to support the channel, then you can do so by stopping by the Comics Icon store and picking you up some of this merchandise, including the background music heard right here in this video available for download, or by joining the Iconic Fan Club channel membership, and it'll be a link in the description to join. But with your membership, your voice will be heard during our interactive live streams with yours truly, where we could talk about everything that's been going down in these issues, as well as ones that you'd like for me to go over in the future and other comic news. Plus, you guys will get loyalty badges, member shoutouts, and up to 20% off of Comics Icon's merchandise from the Comics Icon store. And we've got tiers to the memberships as well, starting at just 99 cents. Or you guys can donate to the channel with a super thanks. And if you're not able to do any of that, then you can still be a tremendous help to the future of this channel by dropping a like, share, and subscribing to Comics Icons for more icons in the comic book world. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I'm out. Peace.